Alright, what's up everybody? In today's video, I'm going to show you my top tips for training mode, how to get it set up perfectly and not just wasting all your time practicing combos all day, and actually using training mode to drill important things and also, most importantly, quickly and not spending a ton of time doing it. So before we get into it, I think the number one most important thing you have to have set up in training mode is shortcuts using the function button. So to get that set up, what you're going to do is you're going to go into shortcut settings here and you're going to set the function button. Now this is going to come down to your controller and what you prefer. For me, I have it on left trigger, which for me on a leverless controller is the button on the bottom right. So as you can see here, this is my leverless controller. These are all the buttons here. So this top right button is my parry button, and this button here on the bottom right, this is my function button. Basically the function button in matches is essentially a dead button. It doesn't do anything. If you're on an arcade stick, you probably can't use that because you're going to need for DI. So you can set that to one of your select buttons on the back. But just remember, if you use the select button on the back for an arcade stick, you're going to have to turn off the restart battle mode. But that's not going to be important because we're going to set up a bunch of different shortcuts so that you're not even going to miss having this. And then if you're on like a PlayStation controller, I would recommend setting it to one of the L3 or R3 buttons. You can just click and go like that because you're not going to be using those buttons in a match. Here are my recommended settings, okay? You're going to want to set restart battle, save status, replay save status, change the slot, dummy behavior, counter settings, block settings. You don't need wake up settings. Dummy recording, play recording, change recording slot, then frame meter display, and open matchmaking settings. And we can do all these things really quick without ever having to push the start button, go to the menu. So my settings, I have restart battle as function button plus DI. Then I have save status as function plus medium punch, replay function plus light punch, change status as function plus a direction. Don't forget, you don't only need to save shortcuts to action buttons like attacks. You can also use directions, left, down, up, right. You can use those too. Dummy behavior is this. So I just set these all on. You don't have to copy my settings exactly. You can see what they are here. Just play with it, see what works for you. Just make sure you're doing it function plus the button. Now, I know someone's going to ask me in the comments, how do I set two different macros? So save status, what I'm going to do is I'm just delete this right here. Make sure there's nothing. I'm going to show you how I do it. So what I do is I push my confirm button. Now it's going to record. So I hold down the function button. I don't let go. And then I push medium punch at the same time. I push start button. And now it's saved. So if I go here, all I have to do is push function plus DI, drive impact, restarts the game. Now let's say I want to go here and I want to make a save status because I want to start beside Luke every time. All I do is I hold function, I push medium punch, and now it says saved current state on the bottom right of the screen. You can't see because my camera's there, but it says saved current state. Then here, played back state, I'm pushing function plus light punch. Now you can go back. So let's say you wanted to practice a combo. Okay, let's say I'm learning Sagat and I want to practice this combo. And for some reason I find that I'm struggling with that drive rush after the fireball. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go like this, and I make a save state. Just really quickly, I push function plus medium punch, and I just load it up from here. I can load it up as many times as I want, and then okay, let's practice it again. Practice it again. So now you don't have to waste time in training mode doing the entire combo because you can already do the beginning part. Now you just practice the part you suck at. And now you're saving time. Now let's say you wanted to go back and you want to make a second save state. Well, now you can just go like this. You push the right button on your controller, and now I can change the save slot. So I'm going to go to slot 3, and I'm going to go here, and now when I push save state, it loads this. But then if I go back to slot 1, I can go back to this previous recording I had here, just quickly shift through all my different recording slots. This way I have different things set up, and then if I wanted to make, I don't know, number 2 something else, I don't know, practice my DI combo in the corner, I could save this here, practice this, change my slot, let's go back to this, practice this, let's go back to that DI combo, you know, all that kind of stuff. So having your function button and your save states and being able to cycle through your save states is really, really good. Now, how do you do this with recording? There's one limitation that you're going to have to deal with when you're doing recording. So you have to remember that you can set the recording with a shortcut button. You push it once, it prepares, push it again, it'll start recording, then you push record again and it saves. But if you want to do some more in-depth recording, I would recommend using this recording trigger on input. I think it's much better than always just pushing the button using the shortcut. That's all. That was a long explanation, but set your shortcuts because there are so many things you can do. You can go turn on the frame meter, turn off the frame meter, you can restart, you can set how your opponent blocks with all this. Block all, block count, block after first hit, random, no block. You see I'm cycling through all those options, even counter hit options. If you want to practice your counter hit combos, you can practice that too. You know, always set your shortcuts because you can do so much with it. All right, next, second tip, how to practice round start reaction practice. So a lot of times in this game, especially against faster characters, they'll start the round with a drive rush. Let's just switch to a crazy fast character. Every jury player you fight, 8 times out of 10, they start the match with drive rush, and you gotta just check it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a save state here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this, and we're not gonna do on input. We're gonna do a countdown. And we're gonna go for a 1-second countdown here. And in slot 1, you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna say round 1, fight, after the timer ends. The reason why you're gonna do this is because it gives you a chance to kind of like get used to it at the beginning of the round when the recording starts. You'll see what I mean. So, round 1, fight, and then you go for it. Okay, so that's our first recording. And the second recording, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do a forward jump. Round 1, fight. And that kind of replicates the timing. Then you're gonna go to replay. You're gonna turn these both on, and you're gonna go repeat replay, always repeat playback. Then you're gonna load up your save state. You're gonna push start replay, and then you're gonna pause for a second. You're gonna go here, and you're gonna save status, and then you're gonna go back. And now, it kind of feels like the beginning of a round when you're reacting to what your opponent does. And you don't have to push start. Because we set it to always repeat playback, every time I hit load status, I don't have to push another button. The way we set that up, the dummy is always going to start doing the recording once you restart. So this is really good for you to practice like round start interactions. Now what you can also do is, each character, as long as you don't hit Alt F4 to quit your game and you actually quit the game from the main menu, all your recordings and all your reversal settings recordings stay saved. So you can use each individual character in this game as like a different set of recording slots to practice different things, as long as you don't Alt F4 your game. So Jury could be like your warm-up, anti-drive rush round start check like slot character. And then if you wanted to practice against something else, like people who do like fireballs, you can just choose like a different character and set it up that way. It's really, really good. So just remember, that's another way to save time in training mode. All right, so that was our round start reaction practice. Now let's do one. You guys are gonna love this one. This is one that I know a lot of people don't know how to record in training mode, and it's how to make the dummy do reversal timing neutral drive rush after they block or get hit by a move. Because, you know, we're all playing Street Fighter 6. You know, you play against those players, they love to just like mash drive rush as soon as they block or as soon as they get hit by like the smallest little poke. They're not trying to play neutral, they just want to rush your ass down. Here's how you can practice that in training mode and get it set up. Let me just give you an example. Let's say I'm playing against Jury and I do standing medium kick. Or sorry, crouching medium kick. Just like a max range crouching medium kick. I can't get a combo here. I'm just using this as a poke to stop them from walking around. So you're going to go here and make sure all your block and reversal stuff is off. Turn off any recordings you have. Make sure everything is clean. And what you're going to do is you're going to get into this space where you can hit with like the tip of, for example, Sagat's crouching medium kick. But this could be any button. I'm just using Sagat because I've been playing this character. This works for any character. Then as soon as you hit the button, you're going to stop. You're going to like... So the way I did this, I used my left hand to hold down back and push medium kick. And I used my right hand to hit the start button. If you find this too difficult to do and it takes a little bit too much time, you can just reduce the game speed to 50%. Push crouching medium kick, and now you gave yourself just slightly more time to react and push start faster. So you go back to standard, you go like this. Then what you do is you go here, you push save status. So now, whenever you push replay save status, it's going to go back to here. And you're going to say, why are you doing this, Chris? Because we need to get reversal timing on the drive rush. So here's what we're going to do. Here's how you set reversal timing drive rush from the Jury player. You're going to go here, recording settings, record. Make sure recording trigger is set to on input and countdown set to 0 seconds. And here you're going to go like this. And as soon as Jury is like leaving hit stun from this crouching medium kick, you're just going to like do drive rush. There you go, that should be it. So we got it. So now you can practice trying to react to this drive rush. Then what you can do next, you can create variations here. So what you do is you do reversal after damage, you turn on this recording, then here you add a jump, like a forward jump. So now you can practice both on hit, anti-air. There, you can practice the drive rush stuff. Anti-air. Drive rush stuff. So now you're not going to get so messed up when you're playing your matches. So you don't have to go crazy about creating like the most perfect frame 1 reversal drive rush from the dummy. Just get it close enough. Is there a reason to record the drive rush on hit rather than block? No, that's just an example. If you want to do it on block, you can set the exact same thing. Here, we can go slot 1, slot 2, forward jump. Okay, so they block this move. Sorry, let's set the dummy to block all. Stuff that. This, exactly the same thing. I'm just trying to show an example of how to do it on hit and how to do it on block. And that's how you do it. It's really, really good. You can do it on hit, on block, whatever you want. Next, block string variations with save states. You guys are going to like this one. So, a really important thing against a lot of characters in this game. Let's say you do a block string. This can either be you doing the block string or your opponent doing the block string. Works both ways. Really common block string from Sagat. Crouching light punch, crouching light kick, standing light punch. And this is a space trap. It sets you up at a really good range. So let's say the jury player loves to mash on crouching medium kick after all this stuff. There. Now if I block this low, she hits me. But if I walk backwards or just stand still, hands are off the controller, it whiffs. Because in Street Fighter 6 and other Street Fighter games, your hurt box is actually a little bit narrower when you're standing versus when you're crouching. If you've watched my other videos, you'll probably know that already. So, what you do here, you want to whiff punish this. On reaction, ideally, right? Now you know what it feels like to be punk. But you want to create variations. So here, block reversal, you do one where they do medium kick and one where they do nothing. And you set this to 3, so at the end of your block string, set this to 3, set this to 3. And you only want to push your buttons when you actually see that crouching medium kick come out. Then you can add things like forward jump. You know, get some anti-airs going. So I set this to 3 counts, so it's all the same. Okay. There we go. Now you're playing footsies. Now you're practicing your space traps. Now you're not just mashing on stuff, you're reacting. But let's do it the opposite way now. What if you want to practice things from your opponent when they do their strings? Maybe they're trying to mix you up. Let's load up Ryu. Alright, so let's say Ryu, he's going to like this. Recording slot 1, we're going to go on input. We're going to go jab, jab, cross up. Slot 2, we're going to do jab, jab, light Hashogeki. Okay, we make those 2 recordings. We turn these 2 on. We're going to go repeat, replay, on. And all you're going to do is practice reacting to different things. Get that cross cut. This is like a real match. Then you can add a different one. For example, like the opponent loves to do 2 jabs and walks in on you. You can react to this forward walk. Get those all going. Get that cross cut. Ah, I messed up. See, I saw the movement. I didn't look for the forward walk, and I messed it up. You get like a cross cut. There, react to the forward walk. React to the forward walk. This is all stuff that really goes on in a match. You can use all this random playback to kind of recreate this. It's hard to talk and do at the same time, but that's what you want to go for. And this will, if you're doing this without talking on stream, your success rate will be much higher than mine. But yeah, basically add as many variables you want, increase the difficulty, and gain skill. Then you can also do things like make the opponent do something opposite for you. Remember I just talked about that spacing trap where I want to go like this? A lot of people, they'll just autopilot the space trap hoping that you're pushing a button. So we're going to record Ryu doing something like this. Here, let's go slot 4. We're going to go like this. Alright, let's turn this on. And then we're going to make the exact same recording, but this time he's going to try to steal his turn back. And what you're going to want to do is you want to react to all these. And want to try to whiff punish this on reaction. So, sorry, stuff the heavy Hoshogeki on reaction. And then wait for him to whiff this and whiff punish that on reaction too. So there you go. That's how you set that up. Next. Neutral jump, shimmy, anti-air. Here's another classic one. So I'm going to pick a character that doesn't have a DP, because I know people in chat are going to, or sorry, people in the comments are going to be like, but I don't have a DP, what do I do? So I'm going to pick Aki. Let's say your opponent decides to throw you in the corner. I know this has happened to you guys. You do this, or you end up blocking this, or you end up trying to parry it because your anti-airs are too slow. So here's what you do. You record this, and you have to figure out what is your best actual reaction against this. Against people who try to neutral jump, shimmy you in the corner or mid-screen. Can't do that. So I think for Aki, I mean, I don't play Aki, so I think it's probably just standing heavy kick would be your easiest one. Sorry if I'm wrong about the actual Aki button, but the idea is just you find a button that works against this neutral jump. Then you're going to make one recording where they neutral jump, and one recording where they just meaty attack. Doesn't really matter. Okay, that was slot 2. So then you go here, slot 1, slot 2, you go replay, repeat, replay, always on, make a save state, and you just commit to not pushing throw and wake up, and you just block. And if you see him jump, you're not going to do a panic parry, you're not going to do a panic delay throw tech, you're just going to watch Ryu take the meaty throw if he goes for meaty throw, accept it, but then if he decides to mix you up with a neutral jump, you're going to be looking for this and you're ready. And then you also practice things like what happens if I do a fuzzy jab on my defense. So I do a fuzzy jab. Let's see if it works. I still have time. Now if I do delay throw attack, I get blown up, but that's not the point. Alright, so that's what you want to do. Practice this. That's really, really good there. Then, last one for today. Let's do the opposite situation. I know this has happened to you guys. You try to neutral jump shimmy your opponent. You come down with your heavy attack and they anti-air perfect parry you, and you get pissed off because then you're like, oh, anti-air parry is dumb, all that kind of stuff. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick Ryu just because it's really easy to set up in training mode, and then I'm going to get Aki as the dummy. We're going to practice the exact same thing, just flipped. So now I'm going to be Ryu. I'm going to make a save state here, and I'm going to record Aki waking up with a throw, and I'm going to record Aki waking up with a perfect parry. So we're going to go like this. Wake up reversal. Drive parry, the first one. And what we want to do is we want to make the timings that they get a perfect, that Aki gets a perfect parry here. Okay, that's the timing. The dummy doesn't really set this up super well, but this would be a perfect parry because of the way the sound goes. So what you want to do here is you just want to react to your opponent actually whiffing a throw. You don't want to like hard commit to it because then you can lose to the parry. So here, you set the wake up reversal as a parry and you set it as a throw, but you're going to add a slight delay to it to mimic a delay throw tech, and you're going to try to just like lab this. And if you see the throw come out, then you push attack. This is really hard to do, but this is probably the best way to beat people doing wake up normal throw. You also practice the immediate timing. It's a little bit easier to react to. You look for that hand coming out in front of her, get used to the animation, and then you come down with your attack button. And now you don't have to gamble when you're trying to go for neutral jump shimmy against your opponents anymore. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That's how I use my training mode, just some of my favorite ways and some tips. If you found this video helpful, guys, don't forget, most of the people who watch my videos actually aren't subscribed to my channel, and I want to be able to get like 50,000 subscribers within the next month, 2 months. I think that'd be really cool. Just a little goal for me in 2026. So if you enjoy my content, don't forget that like and subscribe button. It helps me so much. If you want to do me a solid, hit that button. You guys know what to do. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, peace.